Maxwell Adabraka just returned from a community around Odona where residents vandalized police vehicles after they blamed police officers for disallowing them to rescue a neighbor. The deceased, the football coach, fled after he was allegedly chased by the policeman. He jumped into the Odo drain in a bid to flee, according to the residents, but could not swim and died. The residents carried his lifeless body, dumped it at the police station after attacking police officers on duty. Maxwell Adabraka has more.
We are here at the Nima Divisional Command. The Adabraka police station falls under this jurisdiction. But earlier, when we were at the Adabraka police station, we saw 3 vehicles that were vandalized by the aggrieved residents. In fact, a taxi which was parked at the police station as an exhibit was not spared. And we are told that the incensed group also attacked some police officers on duty. A man who the residents suspected was an informant was also not spared. His home was completely vandalized. We are told that the aggrieved residents carried the body of the man who drowned in the Odo drain and then dumped it on the counter at the church office. The church office, we are learning today, has been closed over fears of coronavirus. We also told that some inmates in the cell there have also been evacuated from the area. We've been speaking to some of the residents who have another version of the story.
And I saw the boy who died. He goes by the name Prior. That is what we know. They were pursuing him. I saw 2 policemen and one guy believed to be an informant. They were pursuing him. They were pursuing him very, very well. That at a certain point in time, he even got one of his tooth struck. But still, they were pursuing him. And it proved that there was nothing like he was holding any substance that was illegal for them to do that to him. All of a sudden, the pursuit was too much for him, but still they were trying to, you know, at a certain point it was like an attack. Okay. That was why he tried saving himself in the lagoon. So for me, I saw it from a distance. I saw it from a distance. But the people, the immediate people behind the policemen said the police told them they shouldn't enter the water because they will fire.
Yes, they have.
Because the immediate people there could have saved him, but they said they will fire if somebody is to jump into the water to save him. So all of them became afraid. All of them became afraid.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything. All he could do was to just, you know, the water drown him and he will come up. The water will just drown him and he will come, you know, he will try with his strength just to do something, but still he couldn't do anything. Justice must prevail. The law must take its course. The law must take its course. Justice must prevail. Okay. Because he is a Ghanaian. Okay. We are all citizens.
Yeah. My name is Wachi Kinsley. I'm in Adabraka here.
Okay. So
this is a place where I stay. You see, yesterday the policeman, what he done is very unconscious. Because it's not easy to come and kill a man who's supposed to give me food to eat. The policeman wanted to catch him. But the whole thing is like you not going to stand there because you don't have anything inside your pocket. If you send it to the police station, it's going to be a long process. You get me? So for me, I will not agree for you to catch him. I'll run. So he ran to that water side, the lagoon. You see? Then we entered there. The time I was there, I wanted to come and remove him from the lagoon. The policeman told me that if I enter there, he will shoot me. He told me straight to the point, if I enter there, he will shoot me. So I was just afraid. What can I do?
So you could have saved him?
I could have saved him easily. Because I was there. The time he go, I was the person and my brothers go and remove him from the taboo.
8:30 in the afternoon, and you were inside smoking. We are real smokers. And what I know about the guy, he's a footballer and also a coach to the small guys around. So what I know is that we saw 2 policemen coming, and they were chasing him without a top. So when he was running, he just quit to where the river is. He chopped, and the police told them when the guy entered into the river, he said, "Whoever chased into the river, you'll be shot." It's true. So when he said that, everybody was afraid to enter the river.
So after some time, for about 1 hour, our senior men around who sell around came and told us, "Oh, why are you standing there? Can't you do anything?" And we all started. We were about 6 boys. We just entered into the river for about from 3:30 to 6 o'clock in the evening. We saw the guy and he was dead. We picked him up and we called the police, and they were resisting to come. So we have our right to push him back to the police station. She was there.
Why couldn't you go inside to save?
Because he told us immediately as the thing happened, he told us whoever entered the river will be shot. So we are all afraid to enter. That's why the guy get death.
This is the scene of the incident. This is the point where we were told that the deceased jumped into the lagoon after he was being pursued by police. We are told that many attempts to get out of this lagoon proved futile. Today, the investigation team, the regional crime officer, is here together with Assemblyman and the commander of the Adabraka police station. They are here trying to unravel the circumstances surrounding his death. A lot of the community people have stepped out of their homes witnessing this. They are not as agitated as what we saw yesterday when many of them joined a mob that carried the body of the deceased, chanting and marched to the police station to vandalize properties there. I've been speaking to the assemblyman for this community.
Yeah, one of the boys was chased by the police.
Okay.
And the boy ran and fell into the water. He drowned.
Okay.
And we were managed to remove him from the water.
Okay.
After that, the boys chanted to the police station and dumped the body there.
Okay. Do you have an idea of why he was being chased by the...
No, as for that one, I don't know. But I learned to struggle with the boys, the police, and he moved his shirt for them. That was what they were saying, but I was not there, so I'm not an eyewitness.
Okay.
But I will get the eyewitness for the police to see how best we can solve this issue.
Okay. A lot of the people were agitated yesterday.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have you been telling them to calm them down?
Oh, you know, they listen to me a lot. So it's just unfortunate that at that time the agitation was too much, and I couldn't control because I was then tired. Okay. I was then tired, but then I believe everything is calm. Nothing will happen again. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
Okay, but do you have an idea why he was being chased by
that one? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Master Adabraka joins me in the studio with some more. I'm just saying that I need to adjust my mask a little bit, just to remind you that you need to wear your mask. All right, Maxwell, it's good to have you. This is a very worrying situation.
Yeah.
You've been talking to the police officers. You've been to the area.
Yeah.
What is the police officer's side of the story?
Well, the information that we have from the Nima Divisional Commander, ACP Adabraka, is that a police officer stationed at the Adabraka police station was attending to his vehicle, which was being fixed at the mechanic shop very close, in the neighborhood where the incident happened. The narration we're getting from the police is that the deceased saw the police officer and just started running.
Okay.
To the point where he fled and then entered the what's it called, the
Odor River,
the Odor drain, that is there, jumped into it, and we're told that there were many attempts to try and save him from drowning. According to the residents, there was a police officer there who prevented them from saving their colleague. So we understand that there was a threat to shoot should they even try and save the gentleman who was calling for help many times. We understand for about 5 times he had his hand up in the air trying to call for help, but the residents say that they were deterred by the threat that was issued by the police, a police officer who was there, that if they dare enter, they will be shot. But of course, this account has been denied by the police officers. I've been speaking to the Nima Divisional Police Commander, ACP Adabraka.
What the youth of Dona did can be described as an act of hooliganism, which also culminated in an act of vandalism. Why am I saying this? The youths who felt so incensed that a member of their community had passed on came and dumped the body at the police station, at Adabraka police station, on the counter, and also ended up assaulting all the police personnel on duty. That did not even end there. They went ahead to cause damage to our service vehicles, 2 of our service vehicles, and then other 3 vehicles that were parked. They were in connection with the case, so they are our exhibits. And our investigation has revealed that yesterday around 4 o'clock, a policeman who had sent his vehicle to a fitting shop or a mechanic shop, then put it for want of better description, a mechanic shop around Odona, decided to go for his vehicle. He was in uniform, all right, so one of the guys on seeing him, I don't know the connection between the 2 of them, whether he was known or whatever, he thought maybe the policeman was coming to arrest him. So he ran away and then ended up jumping into the Odo River. So in the process, I think he could not come back. So the area boys organized and then they were able to retrieve him from the river. But they realized that he had passed on. So they became so angry that they thought that his death could be attributed to the presence of the policeman. So they brought this body and dumped it just on the counter whilst the policemen were there. And I understand that people were numbering about 500 and they caused a lot of damage to the facilities that I've already mentioned. So when the guy jumped into the river, the other people thought that he was the cause of the guy jumping into the river. So I understand they came to attack him. And that police officer had to call for 2 of his colleagues. So they went to his rescue. In fact, they have actually injured him. As I speak, he's now on admission. So they were able to extricate their colleague from the hands of the mob and then brought the colleague to the child office. And these people also carried the dead body and brought the dead body to the child office to vent their spleen at the policemen. Somebody also made this wild allegation, but it doesn't even add up. Why am I saying this? The question I asked the person, was it the policeman who pushed the guy into the river? You see, these people have developed the penchant of jumping into the river anytime they think that the police are there to conduct either a swoop or to arrest them. So maybe when he saw the presence of the police, he thought he was coming to recce and to arrest. And when the guy was even describing the distance that the policeman emerged and where the guy also went in, it's like it doesn't even make sense. Because there were other routes the guy could have even used to escape. I don't know, you said you went to the scene, but if you do, crime scene analysis or construction, you reconstruct, it doesn't make, because the question I asked, if what you are saying is anything to go by, there are other several routes that the guy could have used. Even a lot of vehicles were parked. So couldn't he have just escaped through any other route rather than to, and then they said that in fact they have a penchant of jumping into the river. Because anytime they see the police, they think that the police cannot swim. So the moment they see, they jump into the river, and that's exactly what happened. You see, my beef is that in any case, is it the policeman who pushed him? And he was not even close to him for us to say that maybe it was the policeman who pushed him or who tried to drown him there. Okay. So if in the course of the descent you got drowned, why will you blame it on the police?
So have you commenced the investigation?
Oh, you have certainly started, because the incident happened yesterday, and soon after the incident, you started with our investigation. The IGP was there. Yes, he came to solidarize behind our men, because it's like you have to even close down the child office because you feel a bit threatened and insecure. Not threaten us in the case of mob attack, but because of the epidemic, the coronavirus. Yes, you know that it is not ideal for the personnel to be there whilst they have come to dump a dead body. You don't even know what might have caused, what virus the people might have even brought there. So as I speak, you have closed the child office. You have also evacuated the inmates from that place.
So that's the side of the police. They have given their side of it. And I'll be having a quick discussion, a brief one, with Ekia Egwakud, who is a private legal practitioner specializing in health and safety. But Maxwell, you spoke to the police, then they said that the residents took the dead body, dumped it on the counter at the police station and vandalized the police station. You were there. What did you say?
Yes, I mean, indeed, yes, they carried the dead body, dumped it there. We've seen pictures of that. The young man was lying in a supine position on the counter in the church office. We didn't believe it until they showed us, pictures. With some 2 police officers standing very close to the dead, body. But if you go to the Adabraka police station today, you could see that things were not normal. A lot of the police officers were outside on guard. There were also the vandalized vehicles on the compound. So we saw one of the vehicles looks small. I think it's a Camry, yeah, there. And then a police pickup with a windscreen smashed. There was another taxi which had a windscreen and, you know, side glasses, windows also, you know, destroyed by the angry, you know, mob. You understand that an officer who the residents think is who the residents say is an informant, the youth actually went to his house, destroyed everything, you know, and that officer is not really happy about, you know, the situation here.
And this will certainly have a toll also on the morale of the other
true.
security personnel that are there. Maxwell, thank you for that update. Maxwell Agbagba brought out that report from Adabraka where some irate, you know, residents have gone to the police station to vandalize the police station, took a dead body, placed it on the counter. Now, the police certainly have their flaws, but attacking police officers is a no, and it's something that we should all discourage. I'm going to have Maxwell, thank you.